If there's one thing that I've taken away from Mario Strikers Battle League, it's two words. Tron Mario! It's Mario, but it's also Tron. He's fast, he lights up, what isn't there to love? But you came here for a review, my first review, so let's talk about Mario Strikers Battle League. Because while Tron Mario carried my experience, there's some definite sour spots to this game, and a lot of content, or lack thereof, that leads us to the question, why not Mario Strikers Battle League? If you're like me and the original Super Mario Strikers for the GameCube consumed your childhood, you might want to know if you can play this latest edition, the first in 15 years, with a GameCube controller a la Smash Bros. Ultimate. You can't. And that's the start of what is my first critique of this incredibly fun Mario sports game. The lack of options. Specifically, the lack of controller options and accessibility options. I found myself, even after playing the game for 8 hours, clicking the wrong buttons, because my childhood muscle memory mapped knocking Mario into an electric fence to a differently placed button on the controller. You can't change your button schemes. You can only see what the controller options are for different controllers, which include single and double Joy-Cons, as well as the Nintendo Pro Controller. This leaves our beloved nostalgic GameCube controller in the dust. But what's also left to the margins are the accessibility options. There is a visual assist mode, but there are no colorblind options, which in a game like this would be incredibly helpful, as most of the time, new players are just trying to figure out where the ball is and which character they're controlling amidst the madness, and that's for those who are not colorblind. GameCube controller notwithstanding, this game does scratch the itch of nostalgia. The gameplay goes back to the roots of the original Mario Strikers for GameCube with its 4v4 brutal soccer action and over-the-top quick-time hyper-strikes, while adding some much-needed depth and personal expression. The tutorial introduces the player to concepts such as perfect shots, perfect tackles, and perfect combo passes, which are time-based inputs which increase the efficacy of your actions. Combine this with dodging, shot canceling, and even the ability to lead your passes into open space, and you have a wide array of gameplay mechanics to play a variety of different styles. These styles are heavily impacted by the characters chosen for your 4-person roster. Each of the players on your team is now a fully fleshed out Mario character with their own set of significant stats. These stats, strength, speed, shooting, passing, and technique, are not empty stats, and each affect the way that character plays in a meaningful way. Those with higher strength do not have to charge tackles, where those who are weaker struggle with taking down stronger characters. When you're slow, you're really slow. And when you're fast, you're really fast. So you can choose to be zippy and pass heavy, or brute force your way with tackles and strong shooting. The easiest way to see this in action is through the gear customization. Now, these items don't necessarily look the best, but I'm not sure if I'm the target demographic for the coolness of this game. This is, of course, excluding the masterpiece that is Tron Mario! Anyway, the gear which you can buy and equip for each character trades off certain attributes to bolster another. This leads to a pretty nice chunk of customization and creativity. You can either boost a character's already dominant stat, or you can try to make a weakness stronger. Tired of Toad not being able to tackle bigger characters? Give him all the strength gear. Want Mario to be a speed demon? Make him Tron Mario! Another point of this game which I'm not thrilled with is the single player experience. That is for two reasons: the amount of content and the state of the AI in the game. The first round of cups that you can play offline took me less than 4 hours to complete. I beat most of them with my partner on my stream in one sitting, and while we were pleasantly surprised to see we had unlocked another set of cups, we both felt a little unsatisfied with the amount of offline campaign content for a game this price. And when it comes to playing single player versus multiplayer, I vastly prefer playing this game with another person rather than alone. And that is the first time I've ever said that about a soccer game, ever. The truth is, playing with AI teammates is abysmal in this game. And I can't figure out why, because I remember the AI in the GameCube game, beside the incompetent goalies, being really exceptional. In this installment, AI do nothing to defend, move in strange ways on offense, and many times just run into items. The only thing good that the AI do is they pick up the item boxes that get thrown out onto the field. These items, a staple in Mario sports games, act as a balance to the aggression that can take place. An item box that can only be acquired by a certain team will be thrown onto the field when the opposing team tackles a player who doesn't have possession of the ball. This is how items worked in the original Mario Strikers, but with one huge difference. The items don't automatically appear in your inventory. You have to pick them up from these item boxes, which at first seems like a great idea, but if all of your players are on the ground, no one can pick up the items. So there are often moments when overaggression cannot be challenged, and there is no punishment to tackling everyone in sight. This changes the meta of the game in a strange way and is definitely a mechanic that can be abused by aggressive tactics. These tactics I thoroughly enjoyed using against my AI opponents, but thankfully found it was not as powerful when playing online against other people. The online multiplayer is where it feels most of the work went into for this game. For instance, there are more options to customize your online's club philosophy than there are for accessibility. This Strikers Club mode holds a lot of promise for groups of friends and communities who want to play and challenge other clubs and rise to the top of the ranks. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to play in the club mode online after creating my organization because the season doesn't start for another week. A decision that I really don't understand. In a game with this little content, keeping the most interesting aspect of the game under wraps for 2 weeks after launch is a strange decision. In the meantime, I have had quite a bit of fun playing quick matches online, and I look forward to playing 4v4 games with my community with 0 AI players. So, what do I make of Mario Strikers Battle League? On one hand, I really love it. Playing Mario Strikers with someone else has always been one of my treasured gaming memories, and it's part of the reason why I chose this game to be my first review. I have a lot of fun playing this game, especially when I can share the joy of scoring a goal with my friends. But that fun doesn't last when I play on my own due to the lack of content and the truly terrible AI. And at the end of the day, unless you're riding the same nostalgia train I am or have a group of friends who are willing and excited to play with you, I cannot, in good conscience, recommend someone buying this game at the price it is selling for. It is simply not enough for a single player to enjoy for $60. However, if you do have that community and folks to play it with, it is one of the most satisfying Mario sports experiences I can think of. So, why not Mario Strikers Battle League? Well, there's not enough single-player content, there's terrible AI, and there's a lack of accessibility options. But if you can get past that, why not? It has exciting and surprisingly deep gameplay, meaningful customization, and very promising online mode. Thank you so much for tuning in to this first review of mine for Why Not Reviews. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and follow me on all of the socials and stuff in the description. Hope to see you on the pitch or in the chat. All right, bye.